everyone! I have a different video for you today. I know that I usually post my art process, whether it's traditional or a speed paint or a time lapse of digital art, but I thought, why not record something different today? So, as you see from the thumbnail, I play D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, and I use Notion for my character sheet. And I thought, why not share with you how I use Notion to play D&D? Because some of my friends, we're a bit of a mess where we write all of our stuff. Some use Canva, some use Google Docs, some use traditional pencil and paper, and yeah, we're a bit all over the place. And every time I showed them my character sheet, they say that I'm the most organized. It's very elaborate, so I thought, yeah, why not share it with the world how I use Notion to play D&D. So here is my character sheet. My character's name is Nova Minui. She because when we were like brainstorming and I was making this character, I was thinking I don't want to like create something from scratch. So Nova, as you can probably tell, is a variation of me, Anya. It's just me but with long hair. So let me show you around. So we are greeted by this like art in the header. And you can change it, by the way. You can upload your own work and stuff. You can search on Unsplash if you don't want to upload anything. You can change its position. So it's very flexible, and you can change the icon to pretty much anything you want because you can custom upload your own icon, which is really cool. This would be especially helpful because here you can't see it from here. Let me there. Because here under Parallel Universe is where I keep my other character sheets, and if you don't, it's just easier to see through the icon rather than the whole name if that's how you roll. So here I have Nova. And the very first part of the sheet is the About page. It's a little gallery. I have the backstory. I'm not opening that. Relationships, where I input all of the people that she's interacted with and what she considers them to be, whether or not they're played by the DM or my fellow players. I also have them organized if I want to like separate the kind of relationship we have with each other. Yeah, it's just nice to have. And the other sheets here, I have the written works. I have the will in case I die, because we've had characters die before. And yeah, I have a will. And then here I also have like journal entry. I take this a little too seriously, like letters and journal entries that my character has after very important sessions or before important sessions, blah 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 blah. And some letters that was written to my character that she keeps. And then here I have the outfit collection, just a compilation of everything she's ever worn and like what I personally call them. And then some I just made for fun. And then I also have the art gallery. So here under I tag them all. Session moment are things that are inspired by things that happened during our campaign during a session. Lore event is before the events of the campaign. Misc are like other cute art or memes and stuff. And from others is just art other people made. Yeah. And then I have Incan scripture because Nova, I made her a cleric. I don't know why. It's a really difficult difficult role, but and I asked DM like, hey, what are like things I need to keep in mind when talking about my religion? And he's like, do whatever you want. So what I did, I haven't organized this page yet. What I did is that I took Taylor Swift lyrics as a scripture. So I'll organize this some other time. Then here, I have session notes. It's a calendar. Something moved outside. It's a calendar. Ah, so it shows when we had certain sessions and what number. Oh, you can see it. There. It eh, it shows the session number and the date we played on. But if you don't want to view it as a calendar, I have recent sessions, which is the past month, or all, which is just all of them, and it does include the date anyway. So if you prefer seeing them like this or in the calendar, and then under it are the important parts, which is all the stats and the skills and stuff. So here is the short about: the name, the class, the race, the background, alignment, age. I also have an official playlist. I can share that. Actually, I'll put that in the description. So I have a playlist for Nova. The stats, and I have the proficiencies. Is that what it's called? Italicized and stuff. And then here I have my base health, proficiency bonus, speed, armor class, initiative, other proficiencies, the weapons we use, tools, languages, the equipment. Equipment. Things I keep on my person. And there's a bit all over the place. I actually should reorganize these. So saving throws, spellcasting, attacked. I should place money somewhere else that's easier to look at. And then I have a special weapon. Special weapon that I named myself. And here on the sides, features and traits. I am a Twilight Cleric, so I input here what my features and traits are. And it's toggled so you can see the description, and here is a checkbox of whether or not I used it. And arguably the most complex part of this are my spells. The spells. Ooh, this is a doozy. Okay, it's basically the same for each anyway. So I'll just show you the level 1 spells. So here I have all the spells that I know. All of them. Let's open one. Bane. And I think these are 11 properties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I have 11 properties. The first one is a check of whether or not I used it. Second is a check if I learned it from actually, this should be up here. Okay, the second is if I put it on my spell list for the day, which we don't really follow spell list for the day. We don't really do that, but I wanted to narrow down the spells that I use, so I have it under spell list. Next is domain spell, if I learned it because of being a Twilight Cleric, like specifically Twilight Cleric and not just Cleric. The school, which arguably isn't very important, but I like having it there. How long it takes, if it's an action or a ritual that takes 10 minutes. The range, this one's very important in combat. Duration, how long it lasts. Components, verbal, somatic material. I think, yeah, that means if you have to say something, if you have to do something, if it has to cost something. And the save/attack is what needs to be rolled. Like if the enemy has to do a charisma save, like this one is a charisma save. And rolls, oh, this one doesn't have rolls. Here, for bless, the target has to roll a d4, things like that. So I have those, and I have those properties, but I only really show if it's been under the spell list tab, if it's been used, the name of the spell, if it's a domain spell, the time, range, duration, save, and what role it is. I think the roles are some of the most important parts, because this is where I always mess up, or I always have to ask for help. I've also separated it into actions and bonus actions. So if my DM says you still have a bonus action, I can just click this and see what I have. And this took a lot of time to build, because under each, I think as you saw when I clicked them open, I have the description here. Let me just hold this. There. I have the description here, so I don't have to look it up all the time. Because there these are a lot of spells, and I don't want to have to open Google and say, what does this spell do again? So I have it here, so I don't have to look it up. And then it's basically the same for each level. So under each table, I list how many spell slots I have. So when I use one, I can click, if it's checked, it counts, and I can compare it to how many spell slots I have, and I just do the math in my head. If I use it more than once, you click this. Can you see it? The 6 dots here, and then you duplicate it. It just takes a while to load because it's like a lot of properties in it. Did I even click it? Yeah, there. I do have an empty template, which I will share. I will open a template, like the original pen and paper template, D&D 5e player template, and I will follow that. The character sheet. What am I talking about? Player template. And this is the format that I will follow. Okay. I will add a page here. So I have a new page, and let's name it D&D character sheet. I think it's 5e. 5e. Okay, since there's a lot of information, we'll go here to the top 3 button, the top 3 dots, and full width. Okay. Instead of doing exactly what mine looks like, I will follow the character sheet template. Okay. So first is the character name here on the left. Let's make it big. Character. Then, okay. On the class and level. So here, since they're side by side, you have the 6 dots here. You hold and drag it until it shows this blue line here, so it can go side by side next to each other. And then we just move this so that you can control spacing. And then for the next line, you can put here the race. Oh, this is big. Let's make this bigger. Okay, so you can select multiple at the same time, and then click the 6 dots, turn into, and you can change it to whatever you want. Let's just make it a little bit bigger by making it heading 3. The next is, as a shortcut, I forgot to mention this, you can do / and then it shows you the same options. Heading 3 is what I want to use. The next one's background. Background is next to class and level, so we put that here. And then I'll just keep adjusting as we add more. Okay, so let's put the divider / divider, just because I want to. So the way I did the, what's it called? The way I put in my stats and modifiers. So the way I did my modifier, whatever you call it, I did it in a table like this because it's easier to look at than on the character sheet. But I will try to follow the character sheet as much as possible. So what I did is that I H3, just a small header, stats, and then maybe we Control B to make it bold, strength, and then make a small table / table. We don't need this much, so we delete this. So the actual roll is, let's say, 9, and modifier is -1. So it's similar to the original Um, Actually, let's do it vertically. So it's actually like the one in like the 5E. I select all of them. Okay. So I'll have to do that manually. So let's do that again. Control B, so it's bold. Next is dexterity. Let's make it / table. Let's delete this and then this. Then the number is 15. So the modifier is +2. And I'll just do that for everything else. Okay. So now I have inputted grammar, what the stats would look like here. And then the next column are specifically, okay, let's do what we did last time. Just type something here so you can see it. Take the 6 dots and you drag it to the side here. But that moves around everything else. So it's only next to the word stats, but not next to everything else. So we will select all of them, like that. And you only need to move one of the many dots here, the 6 dots, and put it under stats. So now it's next to all of them and then separate column. So here is the inspiration bar. I think for this, it should also be a table. So let's remove. It will let me delete. Let's put 0. Inspiration. Just a smaller. There. After this, I will put these all back to 0 so that it's easier for everyone else to duplicate and use. Okay. And under inspiration is proficiency bonus. You know, instead of having a separate table, let's put this, let's put another row. Let's just say +0 and put proficiency bonus. Actually, wait, I'll do that now. Make everything 0. So now everyone can duplicate this and make it's easier to look at when you're inputting your own stuff. So next are the saving throws. I think this one really has to be a table. / table. Okay, what I did for mine here, I included what specific stat it is. I don't know what it's called. Like acrobatics is dexterity. Just so I have an easier reference. That's just how I did it. For the purposes of this, I'll do the same thing. So I made a table again, and I will input each of the skills on the table words. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 50. There's 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I'll just add a bunch and we can add and delete as we go. So let's put a +0 here. Just put it everywhere first. So that gives us a size reference to how small we can make this. Okay, so one by one. Acrobatics, animal. Oh my god, I know how to spell, I swear. I missed one. So here, we can insert above. I missed persuasion. There. And then, of course, some of them are what you're proficient at. What I personally do is I just select it, Control I to make it italicized so it stands out a little more. When you select the text in the box, you can change the color here. You can change the color of either the text itself or the background. I feel like the background helps stand out a little more. So that's what you can do to show your proficiencies. So I'm just going to add the specific stat that is affected by it. And I'll just make this smaller so you have more space on the side, if it will let me. So that's a second column. The next column is, okay, for the armor, initiative, speed, we'll be doing the same thing. Just put that there. Drag it to the side. Oh, made that smaller. We adjust as we go. That here, there. I personally do not have these in the table, but I will make it a table for the purposes of this. There are only... The reason I'm doing it like this compared to what I have on my sheet is that I'm trying to make it as close as possible to the official Dungeons and Dragons 5e character sheet. So here, on a class, plus 0. And usually the default speed is 30 feet, so I'll put it there anyway. 30 feet. And the next are for hit points and hit dice and death saves. Oh. So let's have... I don't think this should be a table. I think this can stand on its own, but bigger because it's your health points. So let's see, mine is 8 out of 8 current hit points. Then we can put a same thing, a big one, plus 0 temporary hit points. Can I cannot. Okay, that's fine. I think it would be helpful to have this on the table if you'd like, but I personally wouldn't. So my hit dice, I'll just keep it as a note here. We can make a call out or quote, just so it's like a little bit stand out-ish, where it says 1d8 hit dice. So you know what to roll when you're leveling up. And then after that, okay, this one I will do good in being a different kind of table. So the table view. Okay, first of all, this is way too big. So first thing we do here, well, we can title it as death saves. If you don't want to input the title, then don't. Because what you can do, if it's too big and you want to remove the title, press the 3 dots here, go to layout, and you can... Okay, when you click the 3 dots here, you can click layout, and you can uncheck show database title. Okay. The reason we put this is for the death saves, right? I want to have it on, so I'll check that. You hear successes and failures. And then we can remove this third one. We make this smaller because we don't need that much. When you click tags, you can edit property, and we change it to checkbox. Where's checkbox? Checkbox. And then you can make it smaller. You'll add How many are there? 3. Add 3 checkboxes. If you want to change what they say, let's say first act, just so it's not like blank. Second, click it, and third. So you now have your death saves. Then under that are your weapons. Here for mine, I also put it as a table because it's just easier for me to look at. But a table basic block is different from the database. The basic block are these ones that we've made before. The database turns it into like its own page. It has like sub pages, which aren't really necessary, but for the death saves table, it is necessary because we need to add the properties for the checkboxes. So here, Control B, make it bold so you can input your weapon, the attack bonus, and damage. Oh, I forgot to make that bold. Damage and type. Let's make it bold so it stands out. There we go. For example, mine was Warhammer. I have a +1 attack bonus, and the damage type is 1d8 -1 because of my strength. And it's bludgeoning damage. There. Make this smaller. So just so it fits, just so they all fit. There we go. Next, arguably, you might not need this on your character sheet, but let's do it anyway. Instead of making a table, okay, let's make it header 2 so it's not as big. Again to the side. Then we adjust the table as needed. I personally don't have this in my sheet. Okay. So these are the personality traits. If you write a dash and space, it comes out as a list. But if you press enter, it disappears. So what I do is I do that and write blank. So when I press enter, there's more. Blank. Blank. Let's put 3. And the next one is ideals. Then the same thing. If you want it to be numbers instead of bullet points, you can select them. What you want to turn into numbers. The 6 dots turn into, and there are different kinds here. So it can be numbered list. Then let's do the same for everything else. It also applies when you just type 1, and it will automatically become 2 when you press it. The next is flaws. Under that, let's put a little divider. Because it's not like a character trait, like personality-wise, but more of a class trait, I think. And here, let's do another header 2. The features and traits. Blank. And you can just input it, whatever is there. So this is what we have so far. I know it's a lot. Okay, some that I missed. Under the weapons is equipment. This is what I'm saying about our gold pieces, our money and stuff. So you can just list here item, 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 and let's make a table for the money. So let's do copper, silver. Am I remembering this right? Copper, silver, emerald? Question mark? There's an E. We don't use that. I'll skip it. Well, okay. Emerald, gold, platinum. And just make it 0, 0, 0. There. And what I missed under... Okay, let's put it under here. Under the skills tree. Let's make it a little bigger, heading 3. What I had on my sheet is passive wisdom perception. Equals 13. You can play with how you want to show this one, I think. And then under that, let's make it H3, just smaller. Other efficiencies. Languages. So, it's armor, weapons, tools, languages. And blank, blank. It will end up very long. Unfortunately, it is how it is. For this one, we can make it smaller, I think. Yeah, let's make this small. So you have more space for your personality and features and stuff. Okay. So that was quite tedious, but very successful. It has pretty much copied exactly almost the layout of the D&D 5e character sheet. So on the second page, it does have more appearance stuff. Let's put another divider here. Since we already have the character name at the start, we don't have to put it here. At the next part, it's on the same page anyway. Then I make this H2 or 3. So we can check here and see what it is. It's H3. So I will just match that. H3 for age, H, size, height. Do the same thing, redraft it and put it side by side. Yeah. Okay. A lot of these are just squares straight up, so I'll probably not go too into it. I'll just leave them in like separate piles. So let's make this one bigger. What each one? Character, appearance. Well, maybe not each one. Let's change it. Turn to H2. If you want to input an image, instead /image, and it will let you add one. So as long as it's under 5 MB, you can put any image you want. Under character appearance is /H2, character backstory. The next page, allies and organizations. Keep that aside. Under allies and organizations is organization name. Under that is additional features and rates. Like under that is treasure. We never use it. I don't know what it means, but I will treasure. Under everything, another divider. For the next page, it's more important in my opinion. H3, spell casting ability. H3, spell save DC equals H3, spell attack bonus equals. Let's say Wiz. You can just change this. And then we do the same thing where we put it side by side. So it matches the sheets. Now I will teach you how to build the spells. For the spells, it can be as detailed as you want, the way I did mine. Or not. Okay. So first... Oh wait, what else is your spellcasting class? I missed that one. So for our spell list, what you want to do is make a table view. Insert the title. I personally put here what if it's like a cantrip. So first I have the name. Let's just put spell name. For the spell name. Let's change this to spell name. So what kind of tags would you have on it? what I put in mine, I showed you earlier, time, range, duration, save, and roles. So I think these are the most important. These are what I will input here on our sheet. Time, range, instead of tag. Actually, it can be tag. Let's make it a single select tag. Okay, let me move so you can see this. A single select tag. And what are our different options for time? Let's say time. Let's add an option. One action. One bonus action. Let's say, what else did I have here? Like 1 minute? Or are they just actions? Yeah, I have a 1 minute. Just as an example, another option is 1 minute. And then you can arrange it how you want. You can change the color. I personally would like it to be green because Nova's main color is green. So here, let's make it bonus action. You double click. So, okay, let's say it's this big. If you want it to be exactly where the longest end is, you go here. Once you see the double arrow, you double click and it matches how long the tag is. Next, there is range. It can also be select because the ranges are usually self, touch, or in intervals of 30. So let's call it range. So, like I said, self, touch, 30 feet, 60 feet, 90 feet, 120 feet. I know there's one that's like limitless. Yeah, here, unlimited. Oop. Unlimited, and you can change this as needed. With this, I will change the color, make it yellow. Why not? Next is duration. For duration, I personally would make it text instead of select because this one, excuse me, this one varies a lot more. And you can just input it yourself. 8 hours. I personally have the save or attack roles and what roles they are to make it easier for you, for me, but it's up to you if that is necessary. And then on here on spell name, you can see there's a button here that says open. And this is where you can input the details of your spell. And another property I add, click the plus sign here, checkbox. Checkbox is if I've used the ability. Of course, that's not necessary for cantrips because it's basically unlimited. I usually put it here at the very front, and then at the bottom here, when you click it, oh, let me move. You click it, you can count what has been checked. So if you check 1, it's supposed to show the number, but it's not loading. How I did mine is that I had a separate table for each level of spells. And I think that just makes it easier. If you would like to separate actions with bonus actions, up here on table, you click the plus sign. Same table view. So it's all the same content. They both say table. What you want to do, or what I do, when I right click this, I rename it. And here I'll type all. So that's all the spells. Another thing I do that I forgot to show is I have it sorted. Oh, let me move again. I'm sorry. I keep going back and forth. Here I have it sorted by spell name. And you can make it ascending or descending. I personally have it on ascending. Oh, there. The check showed. See? 1, 2. There. And on the second table, we can do the same thing where we sort it by spell name, ascending, and we add a filter. So let's say we just want the time, and we only want to show actions there. Anything that doesn't have the anything that doesn't have action as its tag is removed. And we can change the name to this to actions. So when you make a new one here, it automatically has action under its time. Of course, you can do it by range instead or by duration, but that will be up to you. I personally have it under actions and bonus actions. Let's do one for bonus action. The plus sign, table view. We have it organized, spell name ascending. Have a filter on time and click bonus action. You right click the name table and rename it bonus actions. So now you can quickly navigate to actions or bonus actions. And you can do the same for every spell that you want to include in your spell list. And whenever you level up, instead of having to start from scratch, what you can do here, you click the 6 dots next to what says all. And up here it says duplicate, and you can duplicate without content. So what that does is recreate the entire table with the exact same tags, the exact same properties, the same views, but without the content. So we can make this our level 1 spells. And it'll function the same way. Spell name. And once you check it, it counts. So there. This is a D&D 5e character sheet that I made from scratch. And you can change the icon to whatever you want. Let's add an icon. Let's do this. It's what's fun to look at. And then we can add a cover. You can upload your own cover. You can paste an image link, or you can search for Unsplash Fantasy, since this is D&D. And there you have it. An entire character sheet for you to use. So I will put a link in the description for you guys to be able to copy or duplicate this template into your own Notion page. I hope this was helpful to you, all D&D players, for where you want to keep your character sheet. It's all entirely customizable to you. If you want to fix it in any way, if you want to change any of the colors, all up to you. But I hope that this has been helpful. And good luck on your future campaigns and your future sessions. And don't TPK. Try not to die. That's all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Yeah.